Peace, peace, peace. This is Moyana. It's been a long time. I am back with another video. I'm out at my favorite little hideaway spot that I come to after my workouts. And we just had a good storm this week, so it's finally filled it back up with some water. And as I'm out here chilling, just checking the surroundings, I got a message from just watching nature be itself. And can't see it now, but like a few minutes ago, like a little breeze came through and knocked a lot of leaves out of the trees, and it began to fall into this little creek, pond, marshy water. And immediately as I watched, it gave me a download and a message that I personally needed, and I felt like it was definitely a perfect time to record it. And I may upload it, I don't know, could just be for my personal video journal, but I may upload it so it can, it may speak to someone else. But while I was watching the leaves fall, it was just so peaceful. They fall so gracefully and they fall so slowly, as if it's almost like when people are about to transition, like older people, and they make peace with it and they go so softly and smoothly into the night, into their new dawn. That's what I just thought of when these leaves fell. But it's like the download extended further, because I watched them fall into this water, and every time this soft, light little leaf that can just blow in the wind at the drop of a dime, once it touched the surface of the water, it caused the ripple effect. We all know what happens when you throw something in water. There's a ripple effect of waves that goes into a perfect circle. I don't know if you could see some from here, but I'm watching it happen. And it just really made me think. The symbolism in nature when leaves fall from trees, especially like with the change of the season, or simply just because the wind blew, it's like, that is a representation of releasing what you no longer need, releasing what no longer serves you. And we say that all the time. I release, we affirm it as well. I release what no longer serves me. I release what doesn't align with my highest vibration. I release to the universe that which is not mine, to make space for that which is. But once it landed into the water, I just immediately thought, well, water represents emotions. And it's a puddle of water, so it's like a group, it's stale, not stale water, but it's still water. So it represents the emotions. I see it as a smaller version of our subconscious minds, because just like on the surface of water, like an iceberg, we see 10% of an iceberg, but the rest of it, the 90%, is submerged underwater. It's hidden. We don't see that. It's the same with the conscious and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is the 10% of our minds that we use and utilize and show to the world, but there is 90% of us, of our mind, that holds everything, holds all of our depth, right? And that's the subconscious. So as the leaves hit the water, hit the surface of the water, and causes this ripple effect, I immediately thought of, okay, we say it with so much ease, I release what no longer serves me. And of course, when you affirm, to make sure that your magic works, is you say it, you mean it, you put all of your intent into it, your emotions into it, and then you let it go and you let the universe do its job. But we don't really talk about the after effect. Just because you say it and affirm it, it doesn't mean it's done in that moment. There is work. It took a lot of work on on higher realms, just for you to even get to the point to realize, okay, I'm going to release this. So the same way, when you finally affirm it in the physical, it's going to take some time for it to trickle back up into the higher realms, into the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. And when we release the things that no longer serve us, i.e. thoughts, habits, peoples, places, jobs, things, relationships, whatever it is that's being released, just like the leaves hit the surface of the water, there are most times, if not even all the time, emotional ramifications that come with it. And I don't mean ramifications as a punishment. Maybe I should say emotional reactions that come with it. Once the leaf hit the surface of the water and I saw that ripple effect, that's what happens in our being. That's what happens in our emotional bodies, because water represents emotions. Once something gets taken from you, or you remove something, or even the universe may rip something from you because you keep holding on to it and you don't need it, Like the leaves, once it hits the water and it causes these ripples going in every single direction, it happens in you emotionally. There is a ripple that happens in your emotional body, okay? It hurts a lot of times to let people go. To say I need to let go of this relationship. Oh, there goes one that just fell. Just say you let go of a relationship. It's not just going to be all peaches and cream just because you let it go. Even if it was a toxic or an abusive or a very detrimental situation, yeah, it may feel good at the moment to get out of it, just like it looks so smooth and peaceful to watch these leaves fall so slowly. But once it hits that water, that is the emotional effect it's going to have. So say you leave a bad situation, and the first 3 days it's cool, you happy, you're free, you feel at peace. But after the first 3 days, once you hit day 4, that ripple effect in the emotional body comes. And then you start to miss it. The familiarity starts to come back and you're like, dang, I don't have this anymore. It hurts a little bit. I miss this person. I miss this thing. If it was even an addiction that you stop cold turkey, you know how that goes. It hurts. The body tends to ache. The mind tends to want it. It creates like you have to truly reprogram your mind. So just because you say it in the physical, don't think that the work is done. The work has to be done emotionally, and that's where it really comes into effect. Because once the emotions get involved, once that ripple effect happens in your emotional body, that's when the real test comes. That's when you really have to admit to yourself, because emotions are just energy in motion. Am I really ready to let this go? Because it's going to ripple throughout your entire being. Your aura, your mind, your spiritual body is going to ripple through your DNA to your ancestors. Like, it's going to leave an imprint, and that imprint is going to be felt. Is going to truly be felt and experienced by you. And most times it is uncomfortable. Like, the waves and the ripples look good, but it's also somewhat of disturbance. The water is smooth and peaceful. It's not moving, it's not being disturbed, but every time something lands on it, now you got a ripple. Now you got a vibration that is spreading into every direction in that water that was just once smooth. Your emotion, you were smooth sailing on your emotions in that toxic situation because you were comfortable. And then once you let something go, it hit those emotions, and now you got to deal with the reactions. It's not even necessarily consequences, it's more so just reactions. And your true test of character and evolvement, I hope I said evolvement, like you're evolving and you're awakening. I don't even know what the word is that I'm trying to say, but your true test of growth and ascension is going to be how you respond to these emotional reactions that come up within your being. It comes out of your chakra systems. Like, memories start to come back. Patterns of behavior start to want to re-emerge. And that is the true test. Can you allow your waters to smooth back out? Can you allow the emotions to come up? You experience and observe them, and then you allow them to smooth themselves out? Or will you get caught up in your own waves? Will you get caught up in your own emotions? Will you overreact? Because what I'm trying to say, when you get out of your emotional mind, when you get out of your logical mind, you tend to be emotional. We tend to be emotional. That's everybody, male, female, I don't care, whatever you identify, tree, whatever. And it's okay to be in the emotional body, but we are there to experience it. We have to remember, we're not the emotions. Okay, we're not our emotions, we are experiencing them. So be mindful of that. When you truly do the work, when you truly release and get ready to let stuff go, don't think it's just going to be that easy. There are going to be some disturbances. You're going to upset your own environment, because your environment is created and shaped around you. We create and shape our own environments. So the moment we change, we are the ripple effect in our environments. Just like the leaf falling into the water, it's falling from one environment, a tree, into a new environment, that water, and it's causing an effect. You got to be willing to stand on your effects, stand in the center and stand on your square. Allow the environment, your environments, to shape around you. What you need will come to you, or if you already have it, it will still be there. Just like the trees releasing what it doesn't need, or the wind. Wind is the element of air, deals with the mental realms. Just like if you get certain thoughts, or your mind tends to shift, It's going to, like knocking leaves out of a tree, it's going to knock certain shit from you. Certain shit that you don't need because you are now elevating. And then when it falls into your pond, into your subconscious, it's going to trigger some shit. Some old shit is going to come up. You have to do the work. That is where the real work begins, when the triggers arise. Can you face your triggers in the mirror, like looking into your reflection of this pond? Can you face your triggers? Can you admit that they're even triggers in the first place? Can you identify them and then identify where they stem from? How this became an issue for you? Can you face it, identify it, give it love, and release that as well? Can you allow it to what's the word? Can you allow it to ripple and then smooth its own self out? Or are you going to react to the ripples and then cause more and more and more and more damage? Okay? I think that was the message I was supposed to get. Because I'm doing my own work too. I've let some shit go and it hurts. It fucking hurts. I still find myself dropping tears every now and again when I think of simply like, I have to let my family go. Love them to death. I'll still be there for them if they truly need me, but I have to let them go. It's not my job to help them. So every time a leaf falls, I see, dang, I was letting my dad go. And it hits that water, and that rippling of the water represents those tears of, well, damn, I just want to help him. Another leaf falls, I gotta let my mama go. Another leaf falls, I gotta let my brother go. Another leaf falls, I gotta let my nephew go, who's only 9, but he's not my child, and I don't live there, so I can't save him. He's got his own path to walk. He's got his own things to experience. So letting them go, once it hits that water, that I've been triggered all week. I went home a couple weeks ago, and I keep thinking about that. I keep thinking about how I really have to let them go. I have to keep thinking about how I've seen them and how I see them living. And it's like, that's not my business. It's not my responsibility, especially today, because we're literally at this time in the full moon in Aquarius, which deals with freedom and innovation and technology. It's even like a sense of new beginnings. Like it can be seen as like a rebirth, because once you rebel the old, you have to go towards your own new way of thinking, your own new way of living, your own new way of being and existing in this realm. All right. So every time a leaf falls, every time something is released from you, be ready. Be strong. Know that you are strong. That strength that you have, it doesn't come from the environment. It comes from within you, and it is reflected in your environment. These ripples, they don't always last. The waves that come crashing, they don't always last. At the law of rhythm, the waters will always calm. Okay? They may get rough, they may get turbulent, things may get rocky, but in the end, shit will calm. It will always smooth itself out and work itself out if you allow it. And yes, it will get rocky again on a newer level at a newer time to teach you something else, a newer lesson. But there's always a calm before a storm. And after every storm, there is a calm. So that was my message. That was my download. Let your leaves fall. Face your ripples. And just keep going, keep growing. Shit is speeding up. Everything is manifesting quickly. This energy is real. I don't know if people are paying attention, but it's real. If you are on the path, stay on it. Don't let people knock you off. Now is the time to get rid of those. All those funky ass people that got shit to say about you and your growth, let them go. You gotta let the sheep fall. Let the masses of asses stay where they at, because they're doing their job. They're propping up this simulation and this hologram for us to come in and do this work in this game. Okay? You are player one. You are the star player, like Cat Williams said. This is your game that you are playing. This is your world that you are living in. All these background characters are there just to make it look real. All right? Let your leaves fall. Okay? Let those background players and situations and tasks and tests and shit fall away. Observe your emotions and let them go. You got this. I swear on everything, you got this. If you didn't have it, you wouldn't be here. Well, technically, if you got it all right, you wouldn't be here, because there'd be no reason to keep playing this game. But if you couldn't handle it, you wouldn't have chosen to come down here. You designed this whole reality for yourself to play this game. So play it. Play the game. All right? Play the game. Let the leaves fall. Let the waters calm. All right. I love you to life, and I love you for free. Ashe to the gods, the goddesses, the ancestors known and unknown, my spirits and my guides. I bid you all a wonderful day, a happy full moon. Until next time, peace.